Hi, my name's Hallie Woldmont.
I'm Ella Green. I'm Anna Lindahl.
I'm Tyler, and we did Food Delivery Partners.
So what is a food delivery service? So a food delivery service is where a customer pays a company to go pick up its food and have it delivered to them. This has changed the food industry as a whole because people no longer want to go into restaurants and dine in, as it is more convenient for them to get the food delivered to them. This is a graph that shows the increase in the food delivery services and how over the last few years, due to advances in technology and the increase in all of the online services being so easy to access, it has increased the growth and the revenue for those services.
So some of the interview questions that we asked Mr. Delivery and Jimmy John's was about like how their location affects their companies and like the financial aspect of that. Other things was like how they network and how they advertise to the community around us. Another one is like what their like customer service skills are and their values and how that makes their company stand out or compare to other ones around them. For our first interview, we interviewed someone named Ethan Bronx. He's been the local manager at Jimmy John's for the past 3 months now, and that's the Pullman location. Before, he worked over in Moscow, and he was the manager there for 2 years. When asking him about like how the location affects their company, he said that because they're based in Pullman and it's a big college town, it definitely helps their company like prosper because of so many of the college kids. Another thing is that their speed and like agility and like their they're very the fresh ingredients and they're easy to access. It helps their company be very successful in this community. Another thing that we asked them was about how they advertise the community. They use Twitter as like their social media platform that helps do like promotions, and they send out like emails which will have like discounts or like flyers. They also have like posters up on like their windows, which definitely helps attract the like students or other community members to eat at their establishment. We asked them some of like their values. And they said just like how fast they are. They're very like accountable. You always know that you're going to get a fresh sandwich, and it's going to be delivered very quickly to your home or working place.
The next interview that we had was with Mr. Delivery, and they were different from other entities like Jimmy John's because they don't have a physical location here, and also because they're a locally created business, that kind of appeals to a lot of like the small town type people in Pullman. And the biggest thing that I took away from the interview was that the owner that I spoke to mentioned how DoorDash was affecting other businesses in the food delivery industry. And he said that like their DoorDash is kind of a new business and they offer like super low prices, which of course draws in customers and draws them away from other businesses. And just to even try to compete, other businesses, everyone else has to like lower their prices, which drops their business, and it just, what DoorDash is doing is really harmful to like the whole industry, everyone in it. The owner also expressed, when I asked like, what do you keep in mind about hospitality when you're trying to provide an experience for the customers? He said that he had really little control over it. He employs various drivers, and sometimes they're not, sometimes they're just there for the money and not like, they don't have his passion to give something good to the customer. So he said that he wanted to have more control over that, and we regrets that he doesn't?
Delivery services are a popular dining option with U.S. consumers, and as a November 2016 survey found that 20% of respondents use food delivery services at least once a week. So it just goes to show how popular food delivery has become and how much it has expanded. And so when we compare the two interviews, the Mr. Delivery interview and the Jimmy John's interview, to our research findings, so the Mr. Delivery interview, like Tyler said, kind of focused more on the business itself and kind of the complications within the food delivery market. So one example of this is DoorDash, for example, had pretty low prices, and so in turn it was affecting the entire food delivery market as a whole. Other food delivery services such as Joyrun, Uber Eats, and our research focused more, I think, as a whole on kind of the consumer perspective of food delivery and how it's very beneficial in terms of conveniency and kind of affordability and accessibility. So those were some major ones. So I think when comparing Mr. Delivery to our research, you can kind of see that the interview focused more on the business itself rather than the consumer outlook. For our Jimmy John's interview, it focused on a lot of the info we found in our research, such as, again, conveniency and how location and target market can play a huge role in these food delivery services. And then when comparing the Jimmy John's interview to the Mr. Delivery interview, the Mr. Delivery interview found a lot of negative aspects within the business that we didn't necessarily find in our research. And then the Jimmy John's interview focused on the conveniency and how important customer service and hospitality is within the industry, which is what we found a lot within our research. And then basically what I found in the Jimmy John's compared to the Mr. Delivery was the fact that Jimmy John's prides itself on fresh, fast, and convenient delivery. And then some of the most important implications that we found within our research was that the food delivery market is expanding super quickly as people are looking for easy access and lower prices for their favorite foods, and that restaurants have a lack of control when they're hiring these third-party services. They kind of have a lack of control basically in terms of their customer service experience when hiring these third-party delivery services.
So in conclusion, we found from our research findings and our interviews was that food delivery services are really trying to revolutionize the way that people choose to dine, as well as just this accessibility that they have with apps and online websites, being able to just order food from the touch of their phone. The hospitality industry has definitely changed a lot over the past couple years, but we do believe that the food delivery services are making it more accessible for society and money-wise, and getting things in a fast, timely manner.
Yeah.